The first cadre of sacrifice is worship. To be able to leave everything and bow before God and say, you are my source. You are not giving anything yet, it's yourself. So you come, you say, Lord, I know that these millions didn't come because I'm a strategist. I know that this money didn't come because I know the president. This money came because of you. You gave me wisdom. You gave me favor. Everything we did was by your hand. Look at what the psalmist said. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. That's a king and a warrior talking. David can easily say, I have many fighters, so I got my wealth from the spoils of war. After all, he fought 66 battles. If you fight 66 battles, you will have enough riches from the spoils of war. But not David. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down beside the green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. He said, yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table for me in the presence of my enemies. My cup runneth over. Yea, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days, not some days, not some weeks, not some years, all the days of my life. There is a blessing that follows you all the days of your life. Today when God is helping you, they say it's your season. There's nothing like my season. Every season is my season. It's all the days of my life, because the path of the just man is as a shining light. It shines brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. My next year will be better than this year. My tomorrow will be better than today. I'm not about to go up and come down. If you are waiting for me to fall, you will wait for a lifetime. We will grow bigger and bigger, better and better, stronger and stronger. And when we are about to go, we will aggregate our encounters and our blessings, and we will confer it on the next generation. It's not about to end. He says, seest thou a man that feareth the Lord, and delighted greatly in his commandment? He said, even his seed shall be mighty upon the face of the earth. He said, the generation of the upright shall be blessed. Wealth and riches shall be in his house. Treasures. My son will be greater than me. He will be wealthier than me. When I'm going, everything I have, I will aggregate and add to what he has. But worship. 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 Listen, I know you are a Harvard graduate. I know you studied in Oxford. I know you know the president. But you see, every morning, every night, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. The Lord is the light of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? He said, when I go out in the morning, I go out because the Lord has blessed me. For the path of the just man is as a shining light. I am a just man, so the Lord causes me to shine. Worship is sacrifice. It's sacrifice. Many can't do it because it will cost you a lot. It will cost you time. Sometimes it will cost you a relationship. Daniel wanted to worship God. The king said, nobody can worship God here. If you do, we will kill you. And he was not bluffing. See, when the people of the world threaten you, it's not a joke. But you see, the glorious thing is that when they do their worst, that's when we shine. God will not do anything until they throw you to the lion's den. Then they will come back the next day and discover that the lion has no power over you. They will throw you into the fire. While you are in the fire, then the fourth man will appear. And they say, who is the fourth man there? That's when you will come out and say, the Lord is my light. The Lord is my strength. Then the king too will worship your God. Worship. Second sacrifice is obedience. When God commands you, follow. It's hard to follow God. That's why he gives grace. And sometimes it will cost you more to obey God than to give all your wealth. It will be much easier to empty your account sometimes than to obey God in some things. You are part of a committee. They have planned how to share the money. God now tells you, don't take it. And that's not all. Go and tell them it's a sin. My boss is there. If I say this, the next 2 years, I'll be in trouble. Even my promotion can be suspended. Go and tell them. Then that will become death. That was the kind of obedience that Jesus demonstrated in Gethsemane. Father, if it were possible, let this cup pass me by. He said, yet not my will, but thine. That's sacrifice. The third cadre of sacrifice is to give your resources. And I've spoken about it extensively already. You give, you give. In Psalm 126 verse 5 and 6, it said, they that come before the Lord in tears, bearing precious seeds, he said, they shall doubtless, this thing is too sure, it can never fail, they shall doubtless return, bringing in the sheaves. There are certain kinds of givings that is like debt. You have money, and that money is meant for your family's last meal. He said, put it on the altar. Lord, you know that when there's money I give you, this one, if we give it, people may die. He said, put it on the altar. The first time you hit your first contract and you made 10 million, he now say, drop it. You say, oh, wait, Lord, we had to make some consultation before this contract came. Wait, Lord, please. You say, put it there. If you carry that kind of seed, it is equal to debt. Because when you give it, it looks as if the whole effort was a waste. But you see, such things are sent to heaven as odors. They are smokes. They become memorials in the spirit. That's the kind of thing Cornelius was doing. He said, thy prayers and thy almsgiving have ascended to heaven as a memorial. He stands before God night and day that this one can be trusted. It's a memorial. It's a memorial. It's not because I have so much, but because I love him so much. And so I'm willing to give anything. The fourth cadre of sacrifice is death to flesh. It is the hardest part. Even Satan knows. He says, skin for skin. A man will give anything for his skin. Flesh. That's the hardest place of sacrificing. That a man can tame himself. 1 Corinthians 9:27, Paul said, I beat my body. It's a type of sacrifice. There are many things I want to do, but what God wants, it may not be convenient, but I force myself to do it. Sometimes it tells you to wake up 12 midnight and pray. You say, Lord, I had a hectic day. What do you mean? Go to the prayer altar, sleep there. But your body must be beaten to shape. You must align. Sometimes you come to a place, they are gossiping you, talking about you. He said, don't answer. I shouldn't answer. But don't answer, things will go wrong. They don't answer. Your tongue will move, you will lock it. If you can't hold it, you will go away. And you will cry. You will cry. You will cry. That tears is because if you said one thing, you would have been justified. But he said, keep quiet. And you will cry. And sometimes God will do nothing until after 5 years. You will wish that you said something. He said, keep quiet. But in that death to flesh, the glory of God, the power will come out of your spirit. The Bible said in 1 Peter 4 verse 1, it said, they that have died to the flesh, they have ceased from sinning. We can't tame ourselves. We are all over the place. And that's why we are men of honor, but we don't manifest it. He said, a man in honor that knoweth not. It's like the beast of the field that perishes. The beast of the field function by their emotions. They can't tame the flesh. You see, one of the things God gave you in Christ Jesus is the law of the spirit of life. And the reason he gave that law is so that you can tame the desires of the flesh. But I tell you, it's like circumcising yourself and being awake. That's why Paul was speaking. He said, I beseech you, dearly beloved, Romans 12 verse 1 and 2, that you what? Present your bodies as a living sacrifice. They are killing you. They are circumcising you. You are awake without anesthesia. But in the realm of God, it is sacrifice. So sacrifice is not just about money. It's about worship. It's about obedience. It's about death to flesh. And if I may add, it's about prayer. In Revelation chapter 5 verse 8, it said the prayers of the saints are sent to heaven as odors, as incense, and they are stored in golden vials. Every time you raise your voice to pray, it is a memorial. You can talk to a man for 4 hours, but when you talk to a spirit for 1 hour, it will take a lot of enablement. That's why prayer is a huge sacrifice. And I can tell you, that's the last thing Christians do. But you see, in this season of increase, if there's one thing we will not leave out, is the altar of sacrifice. So that everything sacrifice engenders, we will experience it. Somebody wrote and said, this 2024, no grief. No grief. No grief. I will not be clapping hands from January to December for other people's testimony. Lord, what you are doing for the brother, you must do for me. What you are doing for the sister, you must do for me. Can we rise up and blast in tongues for 5 minutes? Paka sete, alele barakata. Go ahead and make declaration. If you can prophesy, prophesy. If you can pray, pray. If you can tongue, tongue. But by all means, my own sacrifice must be on the altar. And this morning, we are beginning with the sacrifice of prayer. Go ahead and pray in the Holy Ghost. Pray in the Holy Ghost. It's not easy, but it's the only way. Make parakata, savele bari, jaka pate, barakado solila hata. Sometimes you pray, you lose your voice, you are still praying, and you keep praying until it returns, and you are still praying. And when you have exhausted your understanding, go into the language of the Spirit. Barakatoria, barakata, banta sama, tanila ruata, helele lakaruda, bararanda sonak, ha, barapatakasono, zededelish, alila bareka, sozaya, varata, hila lakura, barakatele, barotaka. Ah!
Hallelujah.